Hey, Coach, good to see you. Thank you. As far as Nick is concerned, can you take that thing right up almost until kickoff on Sunday? Is there a chance that he could test negative Saturday and Sunday and then be out there for you?
Yeah, not quite sure how all that works right now. All I know is there's still a chance. I don't know how large that chance is or when that chance ends, but we'll take it as long as we need to, as long as we possibly can, and we'll see what happens there as we get to game time.
How comforting is it then, Alex, that it's not an unknown with Dearness? I mean, you've had a guy that's come in several times for you and delivered in these kinds of situations.
It's definitely a good feeling to know there's a guy there that's been productive every time he's really touched the ball for us. Even last week, I mean, he had some tough looks there at the end of the game when they were bringing one more than we could block, and he was making guys miss. And I feel very confident he'll come out and perform for us like he has in the past if he needs to.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tom. Tony Grossi is next.
Hello, Alex. I know you're old school, but bear with me. I want to throw a statistic at you, and I want you to tell me what it means to you and whether it's relevant at all.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield's career, when he throws 30 or fewer passes, the Browns are 15-6. When he throws over 30, the Browns are 12-20. What to make of that?
If you're throwing under 30, you're probably running the ball well and you're more balanced as an offense, which is good for all parties involved.
Do you think that stat pretty much holds true with any quarterback?
I think so. I do, especially the way we're built and the way we operate here with our system in place. It starts with the running game. When we get the running game going, then everything plays off the running game. So, we'd like to keep that number below 30. Usually when you're over 30, it's because you're coming from behind or you're forced into those situations. But, we feel really good about our run game and what comes off of that. And, obviously a good marriage of run and pass and being balanced in that area is critical to any quarterback success.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Thanks, Tony. Matt Fontaine, will go to you.
Kind of off that, Alex, with Baker's success, of his 14 completions, I think he had 8 different receivers. Jarvis was the leader with the 3, but it seemed like he distributed the football a lot better on Sunday. Is there an easy answer on why that was?
Just letting the coverage dictate where the ball goes has a lot to do with that. I think we've been pretty good for the most part of the season. I think there was a game where we actually spread it to 10 different guys. So everybody's involved in the pass game. It's just a matter of what the coverage does that dictates where that ball should go.
Is that ever a point of emphasis, like as you guys look back on games or you get a game plan in? Because, around the NFL, it's easy when, some top level guys get 10, 15 targets a game for 8 some receptions. Is that the emphasis to try to make sure you spread the football around?
I think so. I think, we want to definitely put it in all our guys' hands. We have a lot of confidence in our guys. There are certain guys you would highlight in certain situational, situations in the game, and we definitely have those as well. But for the most part, we feel comfortable with, all 3 of our tight ends, our whole receiving crew, our backs out of the backfield. Yeah, we feel good about getting the ball to all those guys.
Thank you, Matt. Dan Labia, go to you.
Hey, Coach, I'm just wondering, when you look at that performance on Sunday with, hitting the deep balls, you get Nick going, was that sort of, is that sort of like, I don't want to say the perfect offensive game, but is that what you envision this offense looking like when it's at its best?
Yeah, I think so. I think, it's a complement of the run game, then being able to take the big play shots off of the run game, as well as the keeper game, being just able to stay under center and throw the ball. Even if you're dropping back because you have the threat of the run, all those things play together. But when we're clicking, we're running it well and we're keeping defenses off, keeping them unbalanced off guard.
And then I know obviously Kareem's not going to play this week, but what have you guys kind of missed not having him out there?
Just that second different style of runner, the crazy leg guy, the Tasmanian devil that's flying all over the field, the energy that he brings for sure to the sideline. Missed him on 3rd downs as well because he does a great job with his pass protection back there. Can't wait to get him back in the mix, as we move forward.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Next up is Scott Petrick.
Hey, Alex. I know what you said about Dearness, but Nick is Nick. So does the plan change if he's not out there Sunday?
I don't think so. I don't think that's what we have great confidence that Dearness can carry the load. He's shown that he has. So I don't think there's any reason why we would change our mindset.
Do you think New England defensively would approach you differently if Nick isn't out there?
That's a tough question. They do a great job regardless of who's out there. They've been in that system for a long time. It looks very similar to 15 years ago when we lined up against them. They have same body types, scheme wise. They do a lot of the same things, and they're really good at it, really well coached. I don't know if they feel like they need to change for us. I think they like who they are.
When you look at that defense, do you go in thinking it's going to be a grinded out type of game?
I definitely do. That's a very big front, very large, heavy linebackers, all interchangeable pieces. We've already talked about it. It's going to be a very physical game. That's the style that they play, and we got to be able to match that or exceed it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Jeff Shadell will have our next question.
What does Rashard Higgins have to show you to get more involved in the offense?
His opportunities will come. He's got to be productive when he gets in there. That's the biggest thing. They will come. We do have great confidence in Rashard. He'll get his opportunities now. Obviously, with the receiver room being lessened through Odell, that he'll get his chances to come. I know Baker has great confidence as him, and he's shown that he can be productive and over the course of last season, set some really big games.
Thank you, Jeff. We'll go to Daryl Ryder.
Yeah, Alex, last week you talked about the need to get those big explosive plays, and obviously you got those in Cincinnati. So my question is, what was the difference there? Is it as simplistic to say that guys executed? Just what was the difference that allowed you to really get those big explosive plays you've been looking for?
Yeah, a lot of it had to do with defensive structure and scheme. What they played allowed us to take some of those shots down the field. A lot of it was an emphasis on let's throw the ball down the field. Talked to Baker before the game and said, I got great confidence. If you see it, throw it, and he showed that he can get that done. There was a lot of plays he made down the field that were exceptional throws, the touchdown to David, the touchdown to Donovan. I want to say we had 5 explosive passes on the day. So that's where we need to be.
And then you mentioned earlier about your identity, your priorities, that the running game this year, the team has made significant investments in that. Obviously, in the last week with signing Teller and Bitonio to their extensions, Kareem got extended, Nick Chubb got extended. Just your thoughts on the commitment that Andrew Berry has made to basically the cornerstone of your offense here.
Yeah, I really couldn't be more pleased than extending those 2 guys up front. I mean, Joel and Wyatt, nobody's more deserving. They're great team players, play at extremely high level. The leadership that Joel brings to the offense, really happy for both of those guys. And then, as a coach, you're ecstatic that you get to keep those guys around because they're obviously a big part of how we go on the offensive side. Kareem, Nick, those guys, bringing in Jack last year, making that commitment to our offense has been awesome. We're glad that those guys are going to stay on board for a while.
Thank you, Daryl. We'll go to Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Alex, Baker said that he's dealing with a sore foot. I mean, I know he's tough and he plays through all kinds of stuff. Do you see that being something that affects him, or you think he's going to be able to throw more, today and tomorrow and be pretty much full strength Sunday?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect Bake to miss any time as it pertains to the game. I know he's a tough guy. He's already played through a lot worse than this. And I think he'll be fine. Just got to find a way to get him through practice this week.
You just get stepped on in Cincinnati? Or?
Yeah, I'm not 100%. I'm not even sure exactly how that went down, but he had some discomfort yesterday and that's fine. But moving forward, I think he'd be available for the game.
Okay. And one other thing on him, I know you spoke about the 5 explosive passes. That was an emphasis that you were telling us about even last week, that you guys needed to get there. So, guys are always confident and all that, but is it a weight off the shoulders a little bit? Is it something you think gives you in Baker in the offense momentum that you maybe, this is the second half of the season and you could keep it rolling?
Yep, no, absolutely. That's the blueprint. Again, run the ball effectively and efficiently, and then take our shots when we get them, and not turn the ball over. The biggest thing of the day was coming out of there without giving them the ball. And, when we're playing really well, we're controlling the line of scrimmage with the run game, and we're not taking chances with the football. And our runners are, running it with great ball security. So it's a real simple blueprint, but it's effective.
Thanks, Nate. We have time for two more. Tony Grossi, Scott Petrick. Tony?
Alex, the last two games offensively, a real good game, and before that, not a real good game. But through both of them, Landry looks like he's had a tough 2 games, 3 turnovers and 2 drops and 76 yards total in those 2 games. What is there something going on beneath the surface with him?
Nope, not that I'm aware of, not at all. Again, huge part of us offensively. Had a rough spell against the Steelers. Did what he's asked to do against the Bengals, and I love Juice. You know how I know how I feel about him. So I expect him to help us throughout the course of the year in a leadership role and a production role.
And the pitchback play in Cincinnati, just how did that go awry? Was it just a bad pitch, or was it?
Yeah, probably a little late in the decision making there, but great confidence in him. We ran that similar play last year versus Philly. He made a huge play with it. So I feel great about it anytime we put the ball in his hands.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Tony. We'll close with Scott Petrick.
Alex, I heard Bill Belichick doing his press conference yesterday. And he was talking about your 13 personnel. Now you use it so much, but it also the 13 looks like 12 or can look like 11 or 22. How do you guys go about doing that? And how do you think that affects a defense when having that personnel package doesn't mean it's just looks like 13?
Yeah, I mean, it's good for us. Obviously, we love to be multiple with our personnels and how we use those personnel groupings. We can get big in that grouping, or we could spread out and play in space with that grouping, really like our tight end group. A lot of teams will go in with 1 or 2 calls versus 13 personnel. I think we have to give defensive coaches, they have to give a little more time and thought to what they're going to play against that personnel grouping, because we are so multiple. That's a strength of ours, and no problem putting 3 tight ends out there and spreading it out, or bringing them all down and within the formation and running the ball out of that as well.